Hello and welcome back to another episode of LMS Cast. I'm joined by a special guest and friend. His name is Shahjahan Jewel. He's the founder and CEO of WP Manage Ninja, which creates a lot of products, Fluent CRM, Fluent Forms, Fluent Bookings, Fluent Support, and much, much more. This is going to be a fun episode. We're going to talk about tech. We're going to talk about entrepreneurship. We're going to talk about WordPress. But first, welcome to the show, Shahjahan.
Hi, Chris. Thank you so much for inviting me. I'm really excited to chat with you today. And I think it's a long time we chat last time. I maybe that was in Taiwan last time
Yes.
campus.
Yeah, we had some good chats in Taiwan. And I remember, I think I first met you in Greece in person
Yeah,
at
yeah,
Camp
exactly.
Europe. Yeah. Um, and I think sometimes when entrepreneurs get together, they have a lot to talk about.
Yeah,
So I find it very easy to talk to you in this unique world that we find ourselves in.
yeah.
Um, but first, I want to kind of get the story behind Fluent CRM. And the reason why this is really important to you out there watching or listening is in the learning management system space, you can do a lot with an LMS and a CMS like WordPress, but you kind of need a CRM too to do more marketing automation, broadcast emails, do more advanced stuff with your contact records. Can you tell us the story of how Fluent CRM came to be?
Okay, so it's a bit different. It was not intended to be a product actually. So we started selling WordPress plugins back to 2018, and then when we released an update, then we had to let our customers know that okay, we have an update or promotional email and those type of thing. And first we tried Mailchimp. Mailchimp is really great, simple. The problem was actually like every time we have a sale, we have to custom coding or export the CSV and import those of the thing. And we are not like marketer, but we are all the developers. So like we thought like, okay, what can we do? Maybe we can just have a very simple page where you can just type the subject and the body and hit send, and it will send those emails. So that was like the very fast version, and we were using it, and our developers and me too added use features. Like one of the struggle we had, like when someone actually send us an email or give us a support ticket, then actually we had to find which products they bought or what attributes they have in other system. Then we made a system like, okay, if I search by an email or name, I will get all the details of that user. And then actually it became like, okay, it's having shape. And then actually we worked for like a year on top of that, and then we see that okay, this is something that we can actually release as open source, and people can use that. And that's kind of the behind the story. And after release the first version, that was like in the very first version, when we released to the public, we have a very minimal features. And then people actually started using it, give us lots of requests like, I need this integration, and then actually like, okay, let's work on it. We had a great launch of Fluent CRM. And what we did actually, we reinvested all the money that we got from the launch campaign into it, and then we made it really big. So that's kind of the backstory of Fluent CRM.
That's awesome. One of the things that fascinates me about a WordPress-based CRM and email marketing automation is how affordable it is. As an example, I've been using ActiveCampaign for a long time. I have a somewhat large email list, and the pricing got up to around $1,000 a month.
Yeah.
And then I reduced the level of the plan I had because I wasn't using all the features. And then just this this month, they raised the price on my plan another $100.
Okay.
So it just like keeps coming, and I'm like, it's like you mentioned MailChimp. It's great. We recommend it. It's got a free, easy way to get started, but once you scale, it gets
Yeah.
challenging. And I find it really impressive with Fluent CRM and a lot of your other tools too, how like Fluent Support is an example. I pay Help Scout a lot of money every
Yeah.
month, and I just want to get how you think about that, because you're really disrupting the market in terms of providing, in many ways, a more powerful solution at a much cheaper price. How do you think about that and design for that?
So so in a sense, like actually, we I never reinvent any wheel, or we never invented anything new. The idea behind all of our products, actually, that is, we want to build products that will help the small businesses like us, uh, or a shop owner, or a creator who is building an course or selling something like that. And you know all these tools are exist. Okay, so like you mentioned, like active campaign is great. Like fluent crm is like very inspired by active campaign. We actually used active campaign for months to understand active campaign, how the automation work. So we tried to like mimic the active campaign automation into fluent crm. And so our idea is actually, there has lots of tools in SaaS services, and many people actually like us want to use self-hosted services. They want to reduce the cost. They don't want to give tax for success. Like when you have like 2,000 subscriber, MailChimp is free. But when you have 10,000 subscriber, you are paying hundreds of dollars per month. So that's the idea actually. Like all the tools we want to like build these tools, so it work in self-hosted, it use your server, and it works great, it integrated with everything. So like fluent crm, our idea is actually like when you install that in your WordPress, I know you have say like lifter elements installed. So I will so all the data of lifter LMS into the same database, so I can actually easily query those data. And when you see a customer, you can actually see who is courses this user enrolled, or I want to see who is my contacts are completed a course or purchased a course. So those type of things, like you are hosting your e-commerce, you are hosting your learning management system in WordPress, but you are managing your contacts in a another server, another instance. So that's kind of not a, I think, ideal experience for a business owner, because you have to go back and forth to many places. So that's kind of our idea, is actually like you are managing your entire online business in WordPress. These tools should be in WordPress. So that's kind of my personal view about the self-hosted, open source, and everything.
I love that. I think we think very similarly. Like at the beginning of Lifter LMS in WordPress, so this is like in 2013. Um, Even though inside of WordPress, you had to get all these different solutions to create a learning management system, like a separate membership plugin, separate e-commerce, separate engagement, gamification stuff. So we started with this philosophy of, well, how can we just make it easier on the user and kind of consolidate?
Yeah.
And I think that with learning management system websites, almost all of them would benefit from a CRM. Why not have it in WordPress? And that just, it makes a lot of sense. I wanted to ask you a technical question about it.
Yeah.
Um, I get asked this a lot, and I'm hoping you can help me. I can learn from you on how to answer it better. Um, but when you do, like, you have a web hosting account, you put WordPress on it, you start adding other tools that send emails, a CRM and email marketing automation tool like Fluent CRM, especially if you're doing a broadcast email. Can you explain sort of the limitation of just WordPress by itself sending email, and then maybe using Fluent CRM as an example? how do you give people the
Yeah,
confidence that it's
I
going to
think,
handle the email?
yeah. So this is the, uh, so this is kind of our kind of challenge, and not technical challenge, but it's to educate our users. Like it can handle your I mean your server can handle FluentCRM, so something like that. So idea is actually like for last couple of years, uh, the we like many users actually open support ticket like, okay, I want like FluentCRM, but I'm really afraid that something will break, my email will something will go wrong, something like that. So only thing I actually like say to customers, like, look, you are selling your products from your WordPress, you are using WooCommerce. WooCommerce is really big, and your server can handle that, and you can actually host your email marketing tool this way. And the way we build Fluent CRM, it very like, we had to really do lots of over engineering to build Fluent CRM. So something like that, say say you are sending like 50,000 emails, and you are getting lots of traffic too. And if Fluent CRM see that your server memory is up to like 70%, it will stop sending email. So we had to do lots of background things. Like if it would be a SaaS solution, then we could actually easily solve these technical challenges from our server, because we don't have any control over the server. So that's why we had to do this thing. So influencer, and we like this, like we have a very powerful automation. We had to find out what's the super optimal way we can do that. How we can manage something like we want to run only our code when these things happen. So yeah, definitely that's kind of like challenging. Sometimes we find like someone actually sending like say 50,000 emails, and it's say they're saying like, okay, why it's taking like 1 day or 12 hours or 15 hours. So then we had to explain that when we ask them which server you are using. So maybe they are using a like a shared server, like $5 per month server. So then we had to explain that, like, okay, you are managing 50,000 contacts, you are sending these emails. So better at least you are buy a VPS like $20 per month and host that, and you will get the full power and there will be no issue. So this type of things, like educating the users, that's kind of currently challenging. But 2 years ago, the things we faced about this issue, now it's much less. I think most of the users are more educated now. There has lots of good server management tools, like uh, they let you connect your VPS. So so there is lots of things, not like shared server, but there is lots of new server management tools. So they also help the overall ecosystem. So I think after a few years, this will not be problem, because the servers are getting more powerful, less expensive. So yeah, I think it's a good thing.
Yeah, and I think the market is maturing too, and realizing the difference between a $5 a month shared hosting account for a brochure website or a platform that needs more resources. And there's so many great hosts out there that are doing better and offering more resources. If we look at what I call an education entrepreneur, somebody who's selling courses and coaching, and if we look at coaching specifically, um, there's the booking element of like, hey, I'm ready to book my coaching call with the coach. And I love this one because you've basically taken what tools like Calendly or Acuity scheduling do, but you've brought it into WordPress. Tell us about that, like
Okay.
about Fluent Booking.
Yeah. So I am a big fan of cal.com. So we used both cal.com and Calendly. And then I saw like there has no plugin in WordPress like this smooth, like Calendly or like cal.com in WordPress. And also we are our marketing team actually planning to do like sales call. So our idea was actually when someone actually purchase one of our license, say like FluentCRM, then we will do a sales call. They can just come to our site, and then they will fill up the form and schedule a call. And then as I'm very much developer mindset, and it's not actually, I will not say it's a good thing, but that's what I am. So like, okay, let's build that, build a very minimal version just for our use, and we can do that. Then we with the first version we started using it, we and then we said like, okay, let's build this as a product. And then we like work like 7-8 months, and we try to, you can say, we are really inspired by cal.com. I really love it. I love the company, how they operate, and they are also like open source. But they're you need lots of things to set up and everything. And so that's kind of like we built the fluent booking. And I think now thousands of people are using it. So it's good.
Yeah, that's awesome. Another one, and I'm starting to detect a pattern here that
Yeah. So
you're
yeah.
scratching
So,
your own business problem
so
itch.
the pattern is actually like
Yeah.
all of our for most of our product, we are the biggest user. Like a few months ago we released fluent boards. I think we are the second largest user of that product, fluent boards. It's like alternate of Trello. And so our whole company runs on that. In fluent boards is a project management tool. uh, and so fluent support, that's the same kind of same story. We want to host everything ourselves. So when we do, we try to find a open source or paid version of that. And then we see that if that works for us. So the fluent support, before fluent support, we were using awesome support. It's a WordPress plugin. We are using their premium version. The problem is actually they stopped developing that plugin. So it was like the word style custom post type thing. And our we could not use those data effectively. And as well as it is slow for our support agents. So then we built the fluent support, and we tried to optimize that like every millisecond level. Like the idea was actually, if I save 1 second, we get like 300 400 tickets per day. And then it will actually help us a lot, save time. So that's kind of the idea of our products philosophy is actually, we need that, let's build it, and then make it sophisticated, and then release for the public, and get the feedback as much as possible from the users and work on that.
I love that. And just to go over that, Fluent Boards is like Trello, which is project management, which most course creators, coaches, education entrepreneurs need. And Fluent Support is similar to Help Scout or Free Scout, so that you can kind of manage email with teams and stuff like that, which is super helpful. These are tools we as business owners use every day. What's your recommendation? Like, let's say there's a small business entrepreneur out there. Do you recommend they put it all on one website or have subdomains, or how do you, like, what's your advice there? We get this question a lot. We see people do
Yeah.
both. They like have this site with everything, or they kind of move things out. If you could advise, how would you advise?
So it's contextual, right? Different people want to manage different type way, but I can share what we do. We host everything in our main domain.
Nice.
So and the reason is actually like our shop is in our main domain. Our user account also there, and our support also there. Our CRM is also there. because if I would host our CRM in a subdomain, then it could again got the
Right.
connection. We could not use all the data, all the events happening in my main store. So like if you go to our store, buy FluentCRM, I can easily actually run an automation. Like I can send the welcome email series for you. I can check if you purchased Fluent Forms or not. Then I can send an email about the Fluent Forms, and try to educate you about those type of things. So now I can actually easily filter like who are our main top paying customers, which products they're using. So that's for that we use actually everything together in our main domain, so it's less moving part. So that's my personal preference. That's how we actually design these things.
I like that. I started with more separate stuff, but over time they've all been coming back to just keep it
Yeah,
simple and just get
yeah.
good hosting and you're good to go.
Yeah, yeah. Like if I need to update my server, I can easily do that. Uh, because even if I do that all the things in different servers, I had to buy multiple servers, right? So instead
Right.
of buy the multiple servers, I can buy the big server in it and use it.
Let's talk about some of your entrepreneur journey stuff. Did you, a lot of people in our field start as an agency and building sites for clients. Did you do that or no?
Okay, yeah. So that's kind of the my story is the same. So I started WordPress back to 2019. So I just started my university graduation, engineering, and then I started building websites for myself, like how to build the website. I had no idea. Okay, so I started with like if you under yeah. So there was like blogger.com was really like blogspot from Google. So that was like really popular. So then I can customize it. So how I can build something that I can customize. So that I heard about WordPress. So and then I in 2011 I started my first like agency business. And in that time mostly we are working with few different agencies in USA basically. And USA, one was USA and another one is in health sector. And we were building the tools for them. So mostly those projects were with Laravel. And Laravel just started like version 3 and people started using it. We also loved it, the Laravel. And then I kept that business for I think 17. And after that, then I see that like, okay, I built many things. I want to now build the product. It's like the problem was agency business in that time for me, like you know lots of projects coming. I am working on a project. After 3 4 5 6 months I have to move to another project. And then the same story goes every time. And when I stop working, like my revenue stream is not actually that that way. It's not going anywhere. So that's then I realized that okay, let's try to build product for WordPress. Because I in that time I have a very great experience with WordPress. And that then I started my first plugin was in 2018. uh, and that was Ninja Devil.
That was which one?
Ninja
Nin-
Devil.
what's
Yeah.
Ninja Table?
So it is a very it was another story actually. So in my agency I was working on a with a bank. uh, and that bank actually they have to show some data in their WordPress site. The front end was the bank's front end website was WordPress. And the idea was actually they have some data, and they have to manage that easily and show that in the front end, and that need to be very searchable and also mobile friendly. So then I could not find a single plugin that can do it in WordPress in that time. So I think that is like 16 or 17, something like that. I built that plugin, very simple. like you can manage the data in the backend, and it will show in the front end. So, and then actually I from that I worked couple of months, and then released as free, and within just few months it got like 5,000 active installation. And I was getting like lots of emails, like I need this feature, I need this feature. And some people email me, okay, I'm using this plugin, I want to donate you, how can I donate you, something like that. And then I thought like, okay, now maybe this can be my first product.
That's awesome. You have over or somewhere around 110 team members.
Yes,
How
it's
did
quite
you,
huge.
or let's look at today, like what percentage, like where are the people in terms of like
Okay,
developers, designers,
so
marketers,
okay, so
support?
now, yeah, so around 30%, 35% are developer.
Okay.
Then another 30% is marketer. Then we have support. So we have lots of support people. I think around 20 to 25% support. So that's kind of the distribution. Uh, yeah, and I think it got crazy big. I know. Even I don't know how it got crazy big. So I think most of the hires actually happened in the COVID.
Mhm.
So when COVID started, and we we are getting getting crazy, like we are having lots of sales, support, everything. Then actually, so when COVID started, our team members were like 25, 20 or 25. When we reopen our office, then our team members are like 60. And like, wow. so so then we try to. So another thing is actually like why we are we have lots of people. The thing is actually like each of our product is actually like a startup. So normally we don't share resources. So like a developer who are working on FluentCRM, he will never work on Fluent Forms. So that's why like uh, every product is like a startup, and they have a team. So those are like cross functional team, so from developer, marketing, and also the support. And so from this three department, we call it a team, and they have a like team lead, and he's kind of the managing everything. He's the general manager of that product, and he manage all the things when we'll release update, from the marketing, how we will market these things, something like that. And I think that's why it got big. If we share the resources, then maybe we would not be that big, because same person would handle multiple things. But the problem is actually like when a person actually handle multiple things, then he get distracted. So sometimes a product is not getting enough attention. So we want all the products to be succeed. And so that's why we are so many people.
So at your current stage, how do you see your role and what you do day to day or
Okay, so
monthly?
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a developer, I told you. Like I still try to code as much as possible, but I don't get much time to code. uh, uh, so that I said, so all the people are managed by his team. And last couple of years I tried to build those team, I tried to build those leaders from his team. And then we also have another level that is like department wise. So like from the developer I have uh, I have the engineering manager. From marketing I have CMO, and also for big product I have like marketing lead of that specific product. From support I have several leads. uh, so in the last couple of years I tried to build this thing. There's a structure. So even when I normally every year I I love traveling. You already know that. So when I go to traveling, sometimes like I never check my emails, or I never check my Discord channel, what people are doing, because they are like autonomous. They are kind of self-sufficient. So that was the, I think, in my entrepreneur, yeah, that was the hardest part, to make those structure.
Very cool. Very cool. Um, in terms of marketing and growth, and maybe speak in generalities or specific stories, whether somebody's a course creator or any kind of small business owner or WordPress professional, what have you found in your growth, like some marketing things that tend to
Yeah.
work well for WP Manage Ninja?
Yeah. So for us, the one thing really worked for us, and that is word of mouth. So uh, till last year, we had like zero marketing, paid advertisement budget. Like we never run any ads. This year we are like testing some ads, social media ads, Google ads, those type of thing. But word of mouth, that really helped us a lot. So something like, so think about it, some like that. So last week one of our customer asked a feature for FluentCRM, and this week we had a scheduled release date. And then I asked the team, okay, let's try to build that feature and ship it, and we shipped it. I think several people asked for that feature in our Facebook community, and after we released, those user was really really happy. And I think this type of experience, when a customer get from a from a plugin vendor or something, like, they never forget those things. So when someone will ask for a recommendation or something, he will actually say that, like, okay, use the Fluent CRM or Fluent Forms, something like that. So that helped us a lot. Another thing really helped, and that is from our support. uh, we try to run extra mile for a customer. So sometimes our support engineers actually like spend several hours to solve a problem, even it's not in our support scope. And that is something really helped us. And when we give better support and listen to our users, communicate very clearly, transparent way, then actually they purchase all of our products. We have lots of customers who purchase more than 3 products from us, and our retention rate is really high.
That's awesome. I love the saying that the best marketing is a good product, and that creates, word of mouth. And then we get that too at Lifter LMS because we try hard and support that, like, people talk about that. It's a differentiator. Support is literally a feature of the product, so treat
Yeah,
it like that.
definitely.
Um, how do you think about growing so fast? And you also just have, like, when you release something, I notice there's like a lot of integrations. You just seem to have a lot of speed. So tell us
Yeah,
about speed.
so it's also a our one of our like really core thing. Like so one of our way from the very first, in WordPress, lots of the companies or things, there has a very established business model that make really lots of money for the company, and that is like tire based pricing. Like if you purchase this, then you will get certain add-ons. If you purchase higher, you will get all those features. And the starter is that, like, it's a pro but it does not have many features. And that's really help for a company to make more money. The problem is actually, like, it's not the, I think, it's very my personal thing, okay, that like it's not a best experience for user. So from the very first, for all of our plugins, what we did actually, we don't lock any feature for different tires. So like when you actually, like, if you our Fluent CRM pricing is starts with 129. If you purchase 129, only restriction is actually like you are getting the license for single license. Someone is purchasing like 499, his agency, he will get like 50 site license. So that's the only different. And we don't have any add-on. So when you actually purchase FluentCRM, install that. If you have Lifter, if you have WooCommerce, EDD, or any plugin that we have integration, that will be automatically activated. And that's the experience I want to give. Like, I want to give the very frictionless experience for the user. And I think that is that also like help, they get better experience, we get less support ticket. And yeah, that is kind of we really like core thing. I know, if we had like tire based, we could make more money. Maybe our revenue would grow like 30% or 40%. But this is the path we choose.
Awesome. I heard you say in another interview that money's not the most important thing to you. So, like, what motivates you?
Yes, that's true. So my theory is actually uh, like like say I am making X amount of money now. Next year, if I make like 5x amount of money, my lifestyle will not change. I like it will not, it's not like I have to buy a jet, or I have to like a Tesla or something. The lifestyle I am leading, that's the that's like constant. I will do that. So when I have not lots of money, maybe I had a level of my lifestyle, but it's like now it's the like max. I don't have anything, like I don't uh, so it's not something like I cannot do that for money. So what really motivate actually, like when I get a review, when I get a good word from a customer, or when I go to an art camp, I meet people and they are excited about my product, they know me. That's kind of thing, like that really you know uh, motivate me. So another story is actually, I think 2 years ago, I got a very good offer. Someone wanted to, acquire the whole company, and they really like offered a amount of money that I could go to retirement. I don't have to work a single day. And then I realized, like, say I am selling the company, I am going to retirement. What I will do? What will my day look like? And I see that that will be really really boring, and I can't live without the life I am having. I cannot live with the team member I am interacting with every day. So that's really very important for me. Like I want to do things that I really love every day, that make me like alive, feel alive. So yeah.
Creators have to create. So be
Yeah,
careful selling your company. What in this line of thinking, and particularly for you with a large organization, how do you think about company culture and staying positive? Because it's easy. There's challenges when you work on the internet. For example, you may have some angry, probably every day, there's an angry customer in support, or there is a team member who's maybe burning out or having challenges, or you're having challenges in your life or work. So
definitely.
you strike me as a positive, optimistic person, but like, how do you shape a culture that's, I mean, and it's okay to have bad days and challenges and everything, but how do you think about that? Because that really matters in a company.
Yeah, definitely. So yeah, work culture or environment is really matter for a company. And uh, in our company we have very some core values. So these are values we hold. Whatever happens, these are super super important, and one of them is actually you know we must have to respect each other in our in our org space. Okay, we have to make sure that it's really work friendly for everyone. Okay, so that can be sometimes we get really you know uh, very angry customer from support, and in that case, sometimes I say that our support people, we say that like, okay, for those customers, assign me those tickets. And sometimes I had to tell my customer like, okay, you are interacting with a human being, so please, if you want, I can instantly refund you, but please be social. We are here to help you. Okay, we are not rob your money or anything. So that's kind of I try to help my members. I try to understand what my team, what specific team member want, what's their goal, and then I try to help them with their career wise. Sometimes we have many many people in my developer team who started their career in support, and then they move to dev team. And that's the culture, like anyone can access anyone. So anyone can come to my room anytime and ask me question, or anyone can say some. It's not like that I say something in my office and everyone must to follow that. If someone think it's not the right thing to do, they can definitely argue that. They can definitely tell me that, okay, maybe we can do this way, this is a better way, this is not the best way. So that's the culture from every step in my office that I build, and I think that's very important.
That's awesome. You're obviously a visionary and an innovator. Is there anything that you'd like to share about the future, or what you're excited about now, or um, new products you're working on, or anything like that?
Yeah, so yeah, definitely. So like we really invest almost like from the when we started the company, we always like all the money we make profit or revenue, most of them actually goes to reinvestment. And I did not start another business or anything, but within this business, and from to R&D to hiring more people, working on new things, solving problems. We are working with some exciting things, and I am really excited for this year. So yeah, we will have, I think, few new product this year, and those are something like really big. Like we are working for last 2 years for a product, and I am excited.
One last question here. How do you think about the small business customer that you're building for? Like, who is that person? And I know it's kind of you guys, like, so it's easy, you just scratch what you need, but any other ways you think about that when you're innovating or designing product?
So when we like building a new product or anything, our ideal persona is actually a small business. So so that is a creator, uh, or someone who has an online shop, who's like, say, you can say like yeah, maybe the yearly revenue is few $1 million, 10-20 people in that team, they're working something. And that's kind of when we design something, we always think about them, like can they use them, and so that's the thinking we use to design like everything. So uh, that's really help, like when you have like specific category of the people, like I'm building only for them, then it's easier to target, easier to create those type of experience.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, that's Shahjahan Jewel. And I want to encourage you to check out wpmanageninja.com. That has all the products, but particularly check out Fluent CRM, Fluent Booking, Fluent Support, and Fluent Forms for if you're looking for a form plugin. And it's an honor to catch up with you. I always enjoy our chats, and I'm really excited for what you guys are doing and the way you're doing it in the world. Keep up the amazing work. We'll have to do this again down the road. Thanks so much,
Definitely.
Shahid.
Yeah, thank you so much.